Welcome back to Mega Man Battle Network 2. Yeah, so a guy just exploded a few days ago, but do your homework, Lan. Vacation's never gonna end, Mega Man.
They don't make us play every individual day of the vacation. Have they learned nothing from Kingdom Hearts 2?
Yeah, Mega Man Battle Network 60 by 2 days. Alright, so Lan has decided to go camping, just spontaneously. And by ourselves. Though she never said yes, but we don't need permission. Alright, so we're finally going to jack into the doghouse because whatever amount of time passed since Battle Network 1, we finally got new stuff in here. As you may know, I'm a guard dog-like security system. I protect the Hikari house, unless somebody disguises themselves as a repairman and just gets let in which case I can't do anything. Unfortunately, vampire rules do work on me. If you invite the person in, yeah, what am I gonna do about it? I'm the security system. Right, so that guy I just killed immediately is named Fishy, and despite the name, it's really more of a bird. It is a virus that goes up and down until it's on the same level at you, and then it dashes at you. So, simple enough there. They also give you the dash attack chip, which comes in B, D, G, J, L, and asterisk codes. It's a little bit slow on its startup, but it's kinda strong. And it does just go through enemies, so potentially it can hit multiple things in the same row. Oh, and we can't enter the piano yet. And we can't enter that ever, because it's just like a normal bit of technology.
Piano's her favorite for what? It can't be your favorite thing because she doesn't play it anymore. Is it just her favorite piano? But there are no other pianos in the house.
I mean, we don't know what Mail does in her off time. Though it's not playing the piano because she's not at the house at all, so... You know what they say, girls be looking at mirrors. Alright, so Mail's out, so we'll have to find her for now. Yai has gone on a trip around the world, but apparently she's getting back today. Man, you can get around the world in like a week, apparently. They're even worse than the World 3 was, in that they did kill one of their own members who failed them with a bomb. Like, nothing bad particularly happened to World 3 members, and if it's the anime, most of those guys kinda just end up in a Team Rocket situation anyway.
That old man felt weirdly prescient for how old people would treat technology. I feel like most stuff around this time was like, oh yeah, they'll never figure it out, but like, no, the problem is that they're getting addicted to it at a rate that is kind of insane.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Man, we're meeting our teacher out in the wild and she's still trying to teach us things? Ugh. She's teaching us how to level up.
What? Oh, it's the way she talks. I thought that was just like an insane typo.
I mean, not out of the realm of possibility for Mega Man Battle Network, but yeah, she is a child with a child accent. Oh, and Dex's mysterious, unseen mother wants him to watch the house. so he's not up for camping, but we can fight Gutsman. Right, so Gutsman's a little improved over Battle Network 1, though. I think a lot of his changes are more from his upgraded fights. This is kinda just how he worked in the previous game, though. He's just kinda sending waves at us and then smashing the tiles sometimes, which is definitely a bit of a problem. Honestly, you might want to break these before they actually start getting in your way. And yeah, if he slams an already broken row, then or a cracked row, then he just breaks it. Alright, go back a little, please. I want to make the most out of this area grab. He won't get out of the front. Okay, fine, be that way. There we go.
Puppy guarding the first row.
Okay, so we're running out of room, but that's fine, because we can just kill him with roll. Goodbye. We'll also try to punch you if you stand in the front row as well, which is usually pretty easy to avoid, and we didn't see it because I just knocked him out. We also get Gutsman G for our trouble, which is a really good chip to have. You definitely want that one. That new portable game machine. Can't wait for the cyber future where the Game Boy Advance makes a comeback. You might think, wouldn't they go with a Nintendo DS if they were gonna bring back handheld since that had 2 screens? I don't know, maybe. I'm also nostalgic for that, I'd say yes to that. I love multiplayer games. I get to communicate with people, it's nice.
Oh, does it now? Is that how that works in this world?
Dex must have turned over a new leaf and cleaned. Either that, or he got in trouble with his mom. Also, he seems to have a Gutsman figure on top of his TV, and a Gutsman poster. You know, I do like how much Dex seems to love his Net Navi. That's actually kinda nice. Some people might think it's tacky, but like, he's just really into Gutsman. I do have to wonder if Dex made Gutsman himself, because he doesn't seem like the type of person who could make a Net Navi, but then again, I don't really know how difficult it is. I assume it's at least got some skill barrier to it, because, like, there are generic Navis in the world. So, like, we know that if you get a pet, you just get one of the random dudes. And in fact, in the Battle Network anime, it actually starts with Lan having a normal Net Navi, until his dad gives him MegaMan. And he is just unable to beat Gutsman.
That actually doesn't make any sense, given what we know.
Yeah, like, they kinda have to be lifelong friends. It'd be even weirder for it to be like, anyway, here's this new Net Navi I got for you. A month later, by the way, that Net Navi I gave you recently, that was your dead brother.
It's just like, yeah, I used your dead brother's soul to make Net Navis exist as a concept, but I didn't finish the first one until about a month ago somehow.
I mean, I guess maybe he just didn't give it to Lan for a while.
That's even more fucked up!
In fairness, kind of in a way, but also not, but, because, like, in general, it's kind of messed up to just say, alright, Lan, fight with your dead brother. So if he were bad at net battling, and not ready to have Mega Man, I could see why Dr. Hikari would be like, this is already a weird situation, but I don't need Lan getting his brother deleted.
I don't know, it just feels like they just did that because the first episode of every anime has to have the main character getting the power for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
At least, like, shonen anime like that.
Yeah. Hey, everybody with a license that sucks, come to Marine Harbor for a license that doesn't suck. But anyway, yeah, sorry I interrupted you, what were you saying?
I was just repeating what I already said. It felt like they did something just because it was the standard thing to do and not because they thought it would make a more interesting story.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, in general, though, that does mean that, you probably need some amount of skill in some capacity to, like, have a NetNavi, right? Like, you need to know how to program. So you can get, like, Swordman.EXE.
Are there, like, NetNavis you can purchase that are, like, a step up from the generic Navis? Like,
I don't know if they ever really get into that.
Like, is Gutsman just Norton Antivirus?
Like, I just had the thought, like, this would basically be an equivalent to, like, VTubers in this world, right? Like, maybe you're not good at programming or designing a Navi, but, like, somebody out there can rig you a good NetNavi.
Also, the reason I think that Gutsman is a commercial product is that there are action figures of him. So either Dex can program NetNavis and make action figures from scratch, or this is just a product that he is a fan of.
Like, we never see any other Gutsman, though. It's
yeah,
only
it would be confusing.
His.
But, like, weirdly enough, that also kind of ties in with, like, Yai's being so different from everyone else's. Like, she can afford the top shelf NetNavi.
How much money do you think Yai gives around her friend group? Because I wouldn't think she'd give much, but, like, there's a decent chance Dex just does a lot of commissions of his OC. He knows figurine makers, he knows artists, he knows programmers.
Somehow that's less believable than the idea that Dex is doing all this by himself. Like, Vale and Land are, like, solidly middle class, Yai is rich. Dex is supposed to be their poor friend, right? Like, his house is one room. He has a mom that we never see because she's busy at work all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's not supposed to have money.
Table that for now. Here's Toadman. Toadman sucks to fight. I hate this. So, yeah, Toadman's very shy and will switch lily pads anytime you're in front of him for too long. And he's also constantly sending tadpoles out. He's also got an attack which, weirdly enough, is electric type. Toadman, for some reason, electric. I don't know why, but sure, whatever. I'll accept it. And yeah, the frog song is a bit of a homing shot. It goes forward, but every time it does, it will course correct towards you, like right there. It was already past me, but still. You do need to be very careful, because it's a pretty quick attack, actually. And unfortunately, at this point in the game, Chip Folder's not great, and I have 2 attacks which are not going to hit him. At least not easily.
Also, because of that Cybershell video that went up today, I now know that the frog character having a song attack is a reference to a nursery rhyme.
Oh, really?
I couldn't tell you how it goes because I've only heard it like once through the medium of Super Tempo, the video game. but I know there is like a children's nursery rhyme in Japan about frogs.
Alright. Yeah, I just kind of figured it was a reference to the concept of croaking and just, I don't know.
Yeah, well, croaking isn't very musical, it's just kind of noise.
Yeah, just a weird interpretation, also amazing background.
Yeah, like you can get CDs full of whale song, I don't think you can get CDs full of croaking.
Mm-hmm. Frog song's not anywhere near as popular. Okay, we've got a couple of new enemies here, Shellgeek and Shrimpy. So both of these are actually enemies that were not in original Battle Network, but were in Battle Network Transmission. Well, or Network Transmission. It's not a Battle Network in that case. Anyway, Shellgeek will hide in its shell until it fires some needles at you. So you do have to time your attacks on it. Shrimpy, on the other hand, travels up and down and will shoot a bubble at you. When it hits anything, it will basically attack that spot and the spot behind it. I specify this because sometimes there can be objects in your area, so if you're thinking of hiding behind, like a rock or something, it will not work, that attack will still hit you.
I didn't realize that Shelly was a clam at first. I thought it was the wok so that the shrimp could fry the rice.
Dang, it can do that? That's messed up. So Shellgeek can get you the double needle chip, which comes in A, C, F, I, and J codes. Shrimpy, on the other hand, gives you a special type of spreader attack called Bubbler, so that's just another one that hits the area around it, or in this case, just same for you, one square behind it. Comes in B, G, H, P, R, and asterisk codes. Jack into the coffee server, you say? Alright, well, here we go. I'm gonna have to remember to do a roundup of some of the areas in AC/DC Town, cause some of the spots, like the piano, you can't actively jack into right now, and I think there was a few in Yai's house that we couldn't have done anything about at the time. So I have to remember where we haven't been at some point and go back to those.
Also, Land is a child, he shouldn't be drinking coffee.
Oh, and hey, we actually have a moment to display that. So, it didn't really matter anyway because Elect Sword does 100 damage, but you probably did notice that there were a couple of exclamation points that appeared when I hit Shrimpy with that, and that's because I hit him with an elemental weakness. So yeah, that is the thing you need to keep in mind in this game. Elect is effective against water-type enemies. We've also got Guts Punch, which is risky, but it's a close-up attack.
Punch that fish right out of the air.
Alright, these two guys are standing very close together. Oh hey, Chad, we know that guy.
Unfortunately.
He was a jerk. Good old Eugene Chad. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't play the first game, all you need to know is that he is about Land's age, and he does go by his last name, apparently.
Yeah, that is a thing that comes up in, like, localizations that just does not have an easy solution. In Japan, it is standard to refer to everybody by their family name, which should be their first name in Japan, but whatever. You don't use somebody's given name unless you actually know them pretty well. Which That happens sometimes in English. But not...
Yeah, but in this case,
it would be weird to see,
he is a
like,
child.
Yeah, elementary school kids calling each other by last name. It would be weird for English speakers. That being said, if their way around it was just giving him the first name Eugene, like, yeah, I'd go by John too.
Aw, man, we can't go upstairs. Oh well.
Who does this look like? This looks like Reed Richards and J. Jonah Jameson did the fusion dance.
And for some reason they work here. Yes, I am.
You're too much of an idiot child to be here.
Alright, well, let's go take that test. And let's observe this room as well.
Not Land casually skating down a flight of stairs like it's not a problem.
Yeah, he's just that good.
I don't know if they could have added sprites for this, but I like the idea of you trying to do that downstairs, they just eat shit.
Yeah, there's just a 1 in 100 chance that Land just trips and falls. We'll just see. It's not a competition. We can both get the licenses.
Oh man, I hope that I don't end up in a situation where I don't pass and you do. I'm gonna feel real bad about that.
That'd feel so dumb. That'd be the most embarrassing day of my life. Alright, so we're off for our B license, so now that we're here...
Everybody looks over like, what the hell? Why does this kid have the best net over here?
Who'd you commission that from? Oh no, buddy, this is just my dead brother. What?
Lane just tells that to everybody.
He's very proud that his net Navi's his best friend. And also his brother.
Should mingle with the commoners.
Okay, Yai. Yeah, Yai's also a weird child. So, we're gonna get our B license today. Problem one's a survival battle, cool. Alright, so it's just a bunch of fights in a row. So, now that we're here, I'm gonna say... Oh, go on.
Did the examiners know about Land and Mega Man's particular link? Where if Mega Man dies, Land also dies?
Yeah, like, that comes up at the end of 1, and, like... There's no reason that would ever stop being the case, to my knowledge. It never really gets mentioned again, but, like... I don't think you could undo that. I don't think Land's dad came in afterwards like, okay, now I can write a program where Mega Man will still be alive, but your heart won't be connected to his, so you won't just drop dead if he gets deleted.
Like, yeah, under normal circumstances, this kind of survival battle isn't particularly cruel to the net Navis or the users. Like, they would both survive even if they failed. But for
this particular team,
there will be 2 dead children on their hands if this goes wrong. And I just don't think that they have the liability cleared for that.
Yeah, that's the messed up thing. Like, it's a good thing that we're not gonna lose this, because if we got a game over, yeah, that would just be really weird. Though, in fairness, this might be a situation where if you fail, you don't game over, you just have to start again. But yeah, no, it is just very funny to think of the situation where you do lose the fight, get a game over, and then just Land just falls over and everybody's like, whoa, he took that really badly.
No, yeah, I'm just picturing that big guy we talked to earlier, like, flunks out, like, oh man, this is the worst day of my life. And then Land just drops over dead next to him. Well, I guess he's having a worse day than me. Also, man, I want to read the judicial opinion that has to be written for Hikari versus the Board of Battle Licensing, or whatever they're called. The wrongful death lawsuit that gets brought when Land fucking drops dead.
Okay, look, I know they were your sons, but in fairness, how are we supposed to know?
Oh god, it's such a... I'm not gonna go into too much detail because I don't want to get in trouble. This is actually like an interesting question of the law, because there are like conflicting issues here where you have to worry about like reasonable outcomes. Like, could a person reasonably be expected to be injured during this sort of thing? But also you have what's colloquially known as the eggshell plaintiff rule, where like, once a plaintiff is injured, you have to deal with whatever injury they have. Like, you can't say, oh, I didn't expect him to have a medical condition if it was likely for him to get hurt in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So if a person could get hurt, then it follows that they might die. So the board would be on the hook if Land died.
So anyway, we are officially at the point where we can discover truly that these are indeed forums. We do have boards. This is the battle board. Alright, now that this is open, we gotta get caught up with all of these. Though I do wish they found different ways to display this text other than just the standard text boxes. I ran into a virus called Bunny. I do like that just Battleboard opens up immediately. I don't know about this rabbit thing, oh god. It's very fast. Gulp.
Somebody in here better be giving out hints on, like, super secret net novies that you can't actually unlock in the game.
Yeah, so, has anybody got, MegaMan yet? You know, if you, jack into the truck, you can find it.
I'm just laughing at the idea, like, you read one of these, just like, yeah, if you get MegaMan to level 99 before finishing the first school week, you can prevent Roll's death.
That would be so weird in universe, just like...
Yeah, yeah, Land reads that, just... Huh?
Reply from Land, reply from MegaMan, reply from Mail, reply from Roll. What are you talking about?
Dex just comments, oh man, thanks for spoiling it.
Dex, our worst friend, has absolutely no social grace. Hi, my name is Roll. 1 week, Roll. What? You have 1 week. Also, God, they are so free with information. Gutsman, please. You're gonna get doxxed.
Yeah, Gutsman here. I really love my pet user. Here's his name, address, social security number, his credit card number, and the 3 numbers on the back.
I hate it when cubes prevent me from going to other countries.
God damn it, the internet has borders in this world? This sucks, actually.
It sure does. And we won't even get to cross them, we're only gonna get a B license today. Wait, what? Wait, no, you don't just say that! Marble! Marble, now you're doxing somebody, well, not doxing somebody else, but you're telling about somebody else's security system.
Yeah, you're undermining security. It'd be like going on of like, wow, I didn't know you could just program your lights to come on when you aren't at the house. Mine come on at 8.
God, I am a child of, like, relatively this era of the internet, and, like, the idea of being this open about info. Like, I was probably a bit more paranoid than the average person, but, like, people were at least more careful than, oh yeah, here's Dex, he lives here in AC/DC town.
My dad was very much like, don't post about going on vacation until you get back. Never mention that you're outside of the house until you get back into the house. It's Yai's rival counterpart, Yaz.
I'm poor and I love it. Alright, so Battleboard is actually different from Virus Board.
There should be somebody in here who thinks this is a pro-virus board.
Yeah, bunnies, they're great. I love those guys. Well, no, we're trying to figure out how to kill them. Why?
Somebody in here frantically writing all this down so that they can make a better virus.
What if I just made a Matar out of the black box material, so it was just immortal? Why hasn't anybody tried that?
Actually, silly question. Is every virus handcrafted in this universe, or do some of them just occur naturally on the internet?
Like, I feel there are so many, they have to just occur naturally, right? Like, people launch viruses at you sometimes, but otherwise there's just so many, and like, they are connected to the crime organizations, but like, it's rare that you just see a person being like, okay, I'm programming a virus now.
They do feel more like monsters in a Dragon Quest game, where like, they're all working for the bad guy, but they just seem to spring into existence because things are fucked up. Like in 4, Sarah and Aman were not individually creating every single monster, they were just spawning out of the ether because things were bad.
Yeah, and now there's gospel and net crimes going up, so that means it's just the crime aura that makes more viruses. Yeah, they're kind of just naturally occurring creatures in the internet. Sometimes they just feel more like glitches, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's just a sort of snafu that happens, and now there's a creature here.
But instead of having to change the code, you can solve it by just having by playing a GIF animation of your VTuber shooting it.
Man, there must be so many powerful chips that are just the delete this design on it. Every person just has a bespoke chip of their Nutnavi holding an actual real gun and pointing it at the camera.
How do you think, like, video game development looks in this universe?
Oh, that... I mean, first off, apparently, programs are semi-sentient. We have Mr. Prog, so, like... There's just little guys doing literal communications inside of it, but, like... God, yeah, there has to be some sort of NetNavi integration, right? Like, people would want to play video games with their NetNavis.
Like, using as a framework the famous Dreamcast It's Thinking series of advertisements. Like, do you think there's a NetNavi that would represent the Dreamcast itself, and it just has to wrangle all of the progs that make up, like, the NPCs in a video game?
I do really like that idea. That rules.
Like, if you were to jack into a game console, you would, like, see the Dreamcaster from Sonic Boom as the NetNavi. And then he would just, like, walk you through whatever game you have in the console along with all your save data.
This is another thing that I like the sound of in the context of this fantasy world. But if any company actually tried to do this in real life, I would hate them.
Yeah.
If this idea could exist without the acidic touch of capitalism, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Tech bros cannot be involved.
Like, I do miss old save bonuses. I'm sure there's still, modern examples of it, but I feel like it was a lot more common when game dev just looked completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I played Metroid Prime for the first time in the past month or so, and that has a thing where you can hook up your copy of Metroid Fusion to unlock stuff in both games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you
and
said,
nowadays it's just like, no company is gonna have two consoles out at the same time ever again.
Yeah. Also, yeah, this is where the truck is hooked up to, so if you want to get to this part of the internet, you can just go to Rabita's truck and jack in from there. And that's your shortcut.
Anyways, I'm shocked there wasn't an episode of the anime where they dealt with that video game thing I was talking about.
Yeah, I don't think there is. I've not watched the anime extensively, but that doesn't sound like a concept they tackled. Also, this guy's our second goal. This guy lost his legs. He can't walk.
Are you sure?
I mean, he said so. I mean, this is only a test, so surely this is just like a roleplay thing, right? Like, we gotta find the guy that took his walk program and get that back, but surely this is all just acting and not just an actual crime that occurred that we're solving. Well, we could get to Koto Square without having to go through one of the foreign land cubes, but unfortunately that's just under construction, so can't go slightly farther out of AC/DC, alas. Either way, time to track down the leg thief.
I'm sorry, I'm just distracted thinking of, like, the four kids huddled around the GameCube playing, like, a Dragon Quest knockoff, but all their player characters are just their NetNavis.
Mm-hmm. God, Mario Party must go wild in this universe.
That's insane, because, like, with Mario Party you already have the issues where, like, the four people playing might have problems. You've now doubled the amount of people who might hate each other by the end of the game.
Uh-huh.
Your NetNavi screws up and you're just not on speaking terms with them anymore.
Yeah, ruins friendships, and also one of the most important things to have in this era. Now you can't even go onto the internet because your NetNavi hates you.
Also, I talked over the text box and sandbagged it a bit, but I do love any time a character in fiction just gets to shout something like,
"Get him!
The jig is up! Get him, boys!"
We've been found out! Scramble!
Fucking post that was going around on Blue Sky. It's like, censored in a way that implies it's not safe for work, and if you click to unblur it, it's just a bunch of skeletons in suits with machine guns, and the text just says, "They unspoilered it! Rattle 'em, boys!"
I've seen the Rattle 'em Boys image before, but I don't know if I've seen that specific variation of it.
It might have been years ago and was actually on Twitter. I don't think... Because on Twitter it's like spoilered automatically. I think on Blue Sky you get to decide on your end if you want it spoilered or unspoilered or just hidden entirely.
Oh, and before I forget to mention it, I did back there get my first power-up program and assign that to charge. I think that's the most important thing to do first. Attack's also good. Rapid, personally, I feel like you can live without that one, but one level in charge means that we can actually charge at all now. Nice data. Someone refuses to help this guy and they get the mean data and they fail the test. Alright, so the first test was fighting a bunch of guys. The second test was solving a crime. Alright, so what's problem 3? It's fighting again.
Why are there 3 tests? Just make it 2 tests.
So, yeah, I will say, way back when, after beating Battle Network 1, I wanted to immediately move on to Battle Network 2, and I didn't really get through Battle Network 2 because, the license portions of the game were honestly kind of not great. I think this is definitely the weakest portion of it, and this definitely feels like a little bit of, padding for time. We do have a couple new enemies, though. We have a new version of the Matar. Matar 2 is just faster, though when it's in groups, they can actually duck under their helmets until it's their turn to attack. Sonic Wave, which is their chip, comes in E, I, M, S, and W codes. And oh hey, now we get to see firsthand how these guys work now. We also saw flappy enemies. They appeared in Battle Network 1 and actually Transmission, though only in their transformed states. They jump around a couple of times, appear over you, fall down, and when they do, they break the ground underneath, so you gotta be careful of them. Since they do track your location, you do need to be wary of how you're moving around when they move, otherwise you could just end up with a messy battlefield. Killing them nets you the Quake 1 chip, which is, first off comes in M, P, Q, and W codes, and it's another kind of bomb chip, except, it's really slow, so its use might be a little limited there. And it does crack the ground beneath it, like the enemies do, but yeah, the slowness is definitely a thing you need to consider. We also have Canodum 2 here. That's just the upgraded version of Canodum, so that means they just shoot you if you're in front of them. Though this time, they're a little more accurate and a little faster.
And after all that build-up, you just one-shot the bunny virus.
Yeah, but bunnies we've at least seen before, but yeah. They're not as bad as whatever that person who talked about them said. So, apparently, High Cannon does come in C and D codes, though usually you're going to see it in E, F, and G codes. Also, hey, how's it going? So yeah, like I said, a little bit faster, so once you're in front of them, they're a little quicker on the draw. Though, I say they're a bit more accurate. I guess they're not that fast, I was able to avoid that pretty easily. But I'm pretty sure they do still fire faster than the original version does.
So are there smart cannons in this? Or is Canadum just some sort of pun I don't get?
You know, I've never quite understood Canodum as a name either. It's just kind of a weird name. But yeah, no, there's no smart cannons, they're all idiots. Alright, and then we have Hardheads, which, are an enemy that don't really take damage until they're about to fire, so yeah, another one of those. And yeah, they don't just, crack the ground beneath them when they attack, they break it outright, so... they're definitely pretty dangerous. They can really mess up your battlefield. And since they're hard to kill in the first place, yeah, they're a tricky enemy. They also aim at you as well, so you can at least manipulate where they're going to destroy, at least. So if you can't kill them immediately, at least try to keep a good amount of ground. Also, they give you the Cannonball chip, which comes in O, P, Q, R, S, and asterisk. I'm a little sad because in Battle Network 1, that chip was called Howitzer. Cannonball is better, because it's another you throw a bomb 3 squares ahead, except it also breaks the thing immediately, so it's kind of just better than Quake, if you can get it. Though, it doesn't really upgrade, so you do need to keep that in mind. Alright, we did it, we're City Net Battlers. We can settle net crimes.
Were we doing that illegally last game? Were we not supposed to be solving net crimes?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, that's kinda why Chad yells at you every time he appears.
That's
I mean,
right.
A, he's a jerk, but also, yeah, he is definitely the you need to leave this up to the officials kinda guy.
So, yeah, that was less like a child being a bully in the way that children are, and more like, you guys need to stop. This is illegal. You can't be doing
Also, hey,
this.
speaking of Chad, we didn't ask you. Why did you email us?
Heard you're asking people to go camping with you. Just so you know, I'm not interested.
How did you get this email address? Chad, what is your problem? Okay, so he's giving you a program advance hint right there. And he flunked. This is the worst day of my life. Whoa, 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 I'm only a B license holder, not an A or S license holder. So yeah, I feel like the license-getting portions of the game are a bit of a pad for time. We also have the request board, so this game does have some minor side quests, which I'm also not the biggest fan of, but whatever. It's fine, these are short. We can only accept one at a time, though. So make sure you can do it, otherwise it'll be really embarrassing if you have to duck out. Was it the headband? It is very protagonist-coded, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, go kill a guy.
I need to take this grenade. When you see a tall net navvy, pull the pin. Okay.
Man, I don't know, this seems like a bad idea. Also, I'm the one who has to hold the grenade. Man, if this goes wrong, this kills us both. I need to remind you that. Alright, well, time to go do a murder. I just got this B license, and I already have to assassinate a rogue program, which is this guy right here. You want to get deleted by my virus attack, huh? You want to take me on? You better not miss. I got a couple of fishies and met fire. You can't stop that.
Oh, you think you're hot shit? Well, I got a wizard.
I have a wizard with the power of Meteor. Guess what, idiot? I've got a level 9 spell. Perish. So yeah. Met Fires are enemies that will try to hit you with a meteor attack. It's pretty easy to avoid because it's fairly slow. Killing them can potentially get you the chip Meteor 9, which comes in C, E, L, S, V, and asterisk codes. It will basically place a wand in front of you on the grid, and as long as it survives, it will rain 9 meteors down in random spots. It can be pretty strong, but it can also miss pretty easily, and it's kind of frustrating when you get the circumstance of it attacks everywhere but where you need it to. Or alternatively, enemies might just, move and dodge. Better than Chad? I mean, yeah, we kind of are, based on the first game.
I was gonna bring up, Lan's medical condition is unique to him. This isn't something that the world at large is really aware of. So that guy, I was like, oh, would it get deleted by my virus? He thinks he's just, bullying someone, like he's threatening to brick an iPhone. But if he'd won, Lan would have died.
Yeah. Yeah, that one definitely does give you a game over, Khalees.
Do you think that guy would have been prepared emotionally for that? Do you think he was ready to kill a child for whatever nefarious thing he was trying to do?
Oh, absolutely not. We'd win moral victory in that case, even if he did kill us. Wouldn't mean much, but it'd be embarrassing for him. Then they could just nail him for, murder charges. Right, so this one is less lethal. We just have to look for a girl around. And since we're getting this mission now, thankfully we only have one Metroline destination, so that hint just means, yeah, go back to Marine Harbor. And that'll be our last mission for the day. After this, we're done, we're golden. No more will appear for now.
It really took until this video for me to internalize, Lan is risking his life every time he jacks in.
Mm-hmm.
I am astonished his parents let him do that.
I feel like his mother never learns, at least about the twin power connection Lan and Mega Man have. I'm pretty sure she at least knows that they are brothers. I do think she knows
should.
That Mega Man
it's
is her
dead fucking
son.
Kid.
You know how anime dads can be sometimes. And how women are treated sometimes.
It's so bad that...
Well, it would worry them.
So bad that Tagashi had to make an entire manga about how bad it is.
Mm-hmm. I can absolutely see this just being like a throw-a gag of by the way, Lan, don't tell your mom about the whole if Mega Man dies, you die thing.
Yeah, I can see that, at least. Also, if that is the case, then, that marriage isn't gonna last. She's gonna find out, and then it's gonna be divorce.
Mm-hmm. He's already never at home.
Never at home. Also, you just let our son put his life in danger just for the hell of it. Yeah, game 1, it was the world was at stake, whatever. But now, Lan has a disability now. He can't just go play with all the other kids because he might die.
This is the weirdest disability ever conceived. Just twin power. Die with twin if anything goes wrong. Look, Chad, writing like this. So many typos. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, there wasn't a period there where there should have been. So yeah, terrible grammar. A crime notice? Punks.
What is it about Chad and Proto Man that, their dialogue doesn't get as many, edits as everyone else's? Every conversation they have feels like it needed a couple more passes.
Alright, Proto Man, use your mod powers, get rid of that message. Get rid of that death threat.
Also, we don't call them crime notices, we call them advance warnings. It's been this way ever since the Lupin Rangers.